wild, let's enjoy some fun conversation. We'll be shooting the shelf around the nation. Let's start shooting the shelf.
We got nothing. I can't hear you.
Once again, I have muted my own microphone because I thought I was going to sneeze and I forgot to undo it. Welcome. Good morning, and good morning. Welcome to Shooting the Shelf, episode 193. I'm Jesse, and I'm just here. Curtis is the man with the plan and planning the man's man plans.
Sure.
I've said both of those words too many times, and now they've lost all meaning. Hey, welcome to the show, Curtis. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing most excellent. Had another good weekend of customizing. Went to the movies yesterday.
I went to the movies yesterday.
I think we saw the same movie.
I did. I believe so. Unfortunately, not together. I mean, I don't know. I went at 11:40 in the morning.
I felt like you were there with me in spirit. Like immediately, as soon as I finished the movie, I'm like, that's a Jesse movie. So, yeah.
And folks, if you're wondering, can I tell them what we saw?
Absolutely.
It was Project Hail Mary.
It was
with Ryan Gosling and other people. It was really good. I also
we should do like a Rats or something, or what was the other one? What did we do before?
Wednesday one shots or Wednesday one shots.
Yeah, Wednesday one shots. We should do one of those. I could definitely talk about that movie.
All right. I also watched Running Man, the remake, yesterday.
I've seen that too.
It was okay.
It's different.
I don't have an attachment to the original, so I can't comment on that.
It's way different than the original, and the original is much more campy and fun. Yeah. This one tries to be more serious, but I don't know that it lands that. So
that's how I was like, it didn't quite get deep enough into the commentary that I felt like it was trying to. But hey, we're not talking about movies. We're talking about toys and stuff. Curtis, wow, what was that? Why was that one?
I don't know. I just saw it down there. I was like, oh, I want to throw this up. Talking about movies, Jesse, like, we're not talking about movies. Fuck me, right? I mean,
well, we've got a guest to bring out, and we've got like 8 billion people in the chat. Holy crap! It just jumped up like 10 people in the last 10 seconds.
We also have a special guest. Won't be joining us till about an hour into the show, but we got a very special guest. So Brian's been doing the tour, right? Brian's been on a bunch of shows. He's been answering a lot of questions. He's been, obviously trying to push the Kickstarter. And last night on PGG was very unpredictable. And I'm like, mental note, got to add some unpredictability. Then this morning he's on Schmerber, and Schmerber had a special guest, which was Eric Treadaway. And I was like, mental note, special guest. So then I was like, special guest, unpredictability. So be prepared for an unpredictable special guest a little later on. So
okay, well, let's say hi to the folks real quick and get our guest out so we can talk and get through the shelf selections. Not get through, but get through them because they've been taking a little longer.
Yeah, all the things that really truly inspired us this week. Let's hurry up and get those out of the way because fuck those things.
Well, no. I mean, use protection, but
All right, let's see who's in the chat. We've got Crom316 out there, our good buddy Mark. Dave Orkin is here. We got Twizzler19, Dub 3, Recon Rage, who I will see in a little bit on Toy Hammer After Dark, otherwise known as Thad in some circles. See that later on. Let's see. We got Jordan here, says back the Burke. Absolutely, back the Burke. Take the oath. Yep. We got I am is here. Everything else is silent. Look at this, Von Burke Studios. So, Darla Ackerman, I know her. She's right over there. Tanya McCoy is here. I saw her on Mod Squad this weekend, and we promoted the heck out of Mod Squad on Offworld on Friday. If you missed that, you're going to want to see that. So normally I would say don't watch Offworld, but even if you just watch it long enough to get the Mod Squad promo, check it out. Jen, aka Lucky Sprinkles, is here. We've got this guy. I can't remember.
Wallakusiana, it's a chic biggie or something like that.
Nailed
One
it.
more time, Ricky. One more time.
Yeah.
Gugasico Kuya, Echoes of Rio, something like that.
That's right. Ricky, thank you.
When I see the O's written out like that, I just hear Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello.
Well, we got James Studio. So
I didn't like that.
we got William Husted here. Alberto Magana. We got the other Jesse Marshall. Hayes ZHL is here. Hayes was also in the customizing studio earlier, painting alongside me as I was doing some fabrication. He's been doing some cool stuff. We got Ty out there. The Amir is here. Speaking of the Amir, they got a show every other Tuesday. I'm not sure if you've heard about it. The Legion's Lair. Have you heard of that thing?
Oh, who, me?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Good show. Seat gets a little hot. And this week, the hot seat is going to be filled by one Darla Ackerman.
I don't know Ackerman. Who's that?
She's the one that's right over there.
Oh, Ackerman. Your mic did something weird then.
Yeah. Darla Ackerman. She is going to be in the hot seat. And she's got her top picks, her bottom picks. She's got pictures of her collection. I had to put a slideshow together so we don't have to walk people all over the house. It's going to be a thing, man. JMax77 is here. We got Omar Munez of Legion's Kings fame. I will be on their show on Tuesday after the Lair, doing a double duty on Tuesday. Notorious Tofu is here. We got Stacy Lin, also of Mod Squad fame. Freaks Figures. Pharaoh's Forge is here. A little Chris Ferrone action. We got Brian Lin in the house. 76 days until CarverCon.
Nope.
Did that just...
Not accepting those numbers at this point.
I got you. Ripe for Valhalla 687. Nice name. We got Heinrich here. Heinrich was also on New to Mythics this morning, helping to keep things moving and all that good stuff. We got Cincy John. We got Kit Bash Blackburn. I don't know why that catches on my tongue. Chris Sartori is here. We got Miss to See, who will be at CarverCon. That should be a lot of fun. Got Boba Chuck here. We've got Thomas Belay, Kim Pop, Chef Brendan Higgins, put the spec on his name. Hank G51. We got Carlo here. He was also briefly in the customizing studio today, and on Mod Squad on Saturday. We got Arthas is here, and we got a super chat, Jesse.
Yes, we do. From one Kevin M. Boot 77, $5 super chat. Amaze. Good job, Shelf Humans. And I totally heard that in Rocky's voice. And if you don't know who Rocky is, it's not that Rocky, unless you know what we're talking about.
I would like to, as long as it's okay with you, Jesse, it's your show, but I would like to follow in the suit of PGG. Can you just blindly agree that whatever PGG did, we're going to go ahead and do too?
No.
Well, what they did last night was they encouraged
I feel like you're going to do it anyway, but
they encourage people, instead of sending super chats, to take that same money and put it into the Kickstarter.
Oh, yes. Then by all means, yes. Let's do that.
There you go.
Yes.
That's 2 weeks in a row that you've doubted PGG. Last week you doubted them, and they confirmed that dinosaurs were real. So maybe you should start having a little bit more faith, is what I'm saying.
I mean, 2 out of 1,000 is pretty good, I guess.
We got Trevor Williams here, so we had enough people hit the like button. Schmerber is here after an amazing New to Mythics this morning. Go back and check that out if you were too tired and sleeping in. Great show. T Whistler, we got official Purple Gang. Steph is here. We've got Popeye Van is here as well. He was in the customizing studio for a bit today. Fanboy Prime, we are packed, man. We got Michael Morales, Stephen Bishotti. Holy moly. Let's see. Scrolling. El Tidy is here. And I think that is finally everybody. Got a big crowd. Big crowd. I did promise that we're going to fund the Kickstarter on the show. So
You did.
yeah, so that might be what's going on.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, folks, if you've been watching the YouTubes and the toy circles this week, you've probably seen our guest on some of the shows this week. If not, strap in, because we're going to be talking with the one and only Brian Burke, the Von Burke Studios behind Ashen Oath. Curse, why don't you go ahead and bring him on while I cue up the soundbite?
I think we've been fingered on Shooting the Shelf before. We've been fingered once before on Shooting the Shelf.
That's right. So. Got it again. You got it again. You've always been, Chris, you've always been the biggest fan of that. I need to create like a custom head finger, right? That just has a socket on the bottom. It just
one of your figures has to have like a finger, like a get over here finger kind of thing. Yeah, it's got to be in there.
Great idea. That's a great idea. Awesome time last night, by the way, at the PGG show. That was fun. Thanks, sir.
Do like an add-on Burke bundle where you've got the hat and the finger. Some keys.
Mm-hmm. Kadeem Hardison is here.
Hey, Kadeem's back.
And last night he was in the comments, went to go send him the link, and I realized that on Instagram, he's way more famous than I will ever be. And he had followed me, and I did not follow him back. No, so I felt so fucking bad. I felt like it was like I was big timing him. So yes, I immediately followed him back and sent him the link, and it was good to have him come on last night and help us push the Kickstarter.
How many times have we done that though, where you just realize that you had thought you'd been following someone for a long time? You're like, oh, it totally looks like I'm doing it because of this, like a quid pro quo thing. Like, I'm gonna have you on the show. I'm like, great, and I realized I didn't subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm like, what? Because I'm not on there as much as I should be. So I'm like, oh, now it looks like I'm just doing it because it's the worst.
Well, like Joe Gonzalez just started following me this week on Instagram. I don't know if he like unfollowed and refollowed back, but I was like, wait, we're in chats together on Instagram. How
good time you?
Well, just FYI, Kadeem, I did shoot you a note after the show. Love to book you on PGG, and if you're still alive after that, we could maybe have you on Shooting the Shelf. So just FYI.
I didn't know what I was expecting. I was telling Jesse back in the green room. You come into the PGG, you could be roasted.
Expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected. And I was like preparing, but by far I was so exhausted by the end of the show because I was laughing so hard. Like I was tired, but it was so great. You guys made it so much fun. So thank you.
It was nothing to do with me. I'm just there. I'm just set dressing. Van and Jordan does well. Both of them do a lot of work, but Jordan does a lot of music, a lot of videos for that. They put a lot of effort into it. So
I'll be honest, my family sometimes can care less about all the media stuff I hype them all about. So I had to show them the videos that Jordan put together from last night. And it was one of the first times they're like, everyone needs to see these. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. About time you hopped on the wagon about this media stuff we tried to do with Toy Space, like all this nerdy stuff. But my family really enjoyed it.
With 3 days left in the Kickstarter, they are on board finally.
Yeah. The twerking part was a little bit like I had my daughter. I was like, okay, wait a minute on this one. I gotta have you, step aside. You never know what you're gonna get on those, but they're awesome. So much fun.
Since he says the real question is, Brian moved out of that chair this week.
No, so, I know exactly. So I've been living in this chair.
It's definitely been a lot of interviews. So
oh my God, yeah, it's been great though.
Well, let me go ahead and I forgot to pull up the slide. So let me pull up the shelf selections and we'll get that rolling here.
So we'll give you a little break from the interview stuff for a little bit here. We'll dive into our shelf selections.
I love it,
and,
for sure.
Check out some cool stuff, and we'll dive back in.
Yeah.
And this is where Jesse and I saw some things on Instagram that inspired us this week. We like to just, kind of shed some light on some folks in the community. You were talking about not realizing you weren't following somebody and stuff. One of my biggest is when I'll see somebody post something in the Cabal and I'll message them and say, hey, do you have an Instagram for your toy photography? And they'll go, they'll go, yeah, it's such and such, and I'll realize I've been following them the whole time, but I didn't put the connection that name in Instagram was that name in that person. So,
real quick, I want to not squash this, but folks, it's going to take a month before this money hits the account for me to back anything. So don't send it here if you can. Just go add it on your thing, and we'll, if you want to donate it to a show to give away later. But Chris Ferris Forge, thank you. $50 super chat. Let's give someone from the chat enough to back a figure. I already backed. I will make sure I add an extra figure to my pledge. And
there you go.
That done.
So cool.
But yeah, put it directly in the campaign. It goes right to him. So we don't have to have any YouTube fees and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. First one is one of mine, and we've got Cincy John here in the chat. This one was really cool. He had a nice little behind the scenes on how he set this one up. I thought it was really as interesting as the picture is. The behind the scenes is just as cool. So definitely, if you're not following him, check it out. But this is just super creepy, cool. This feels like it's right up your alley, Brian.
Yes, absolutely. I'm highly drawn to it. I love the depth of field of this. Just it adds to the mystique of it. So when you have fog, including the shallow depth of field like this, it really adds to the mystery of this character. Yeah, I love how creepy this. I mean, look at that. The tail, how it tails off, right? It just kind of goes, it leads you off into like the Neverland kind of thing. So the composition of this is so good. And then you got the framing of the vines that makes this almost like a vignette, or like not a vignette, but you know what I mean? It just frames it in so well that draws your eye directly to this like creep factor. No, this is great.
And then he's got that new like the Faden head on there that I mean, that I wouldn't have thought to put that with the Tripiculi, but it really works. So.
It is weird. I love it.
Yeah. Jesse,
this feels like some weird, creepy, like gothic body horror going into the deep south or something. Like I can just I'm thinking, like Django Unchained kind of settings, like on a plantation or something, just because of the way the moss and the trees and stuff are.
It's totally an indoor shot with all of that moss and stuff. He says he's got it everywhere right now. Like I said, the behind the scenes on this is pretty interesting, but it makes it look to scale and very real. So
yeah, that's great.
Next one is one of Jesse's.
Nice. This is Curtis. I finally did what you've been doing. I finally made a folder on my phone, and I went through and I went back like weeks and found pictures. I'm like, I thought I picked
nice job.
So I've got stuff in there from a couple weeks ago. So this is from our buddy Marty Max at MartinMaxSmith_11 on Instagram. Some pop and swap with the looks like some of the Neve and the legendary warrior and the dwarf pack. I just thought this was really cool. I love those 1.0 female builds, and I just thought this was a really cool pop and swap. I think the colors are really nice. Almost has like a Romanesque type vibe to her. But yeah, I really like this one.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for characters that hold helmets. I think there's a real champion vibe when you see that. Like there's just something like I just finished what I need to do so I can remove my helmet now. Like they just finished doing something epic, right? And I like that look of it. And I can only imagine, you can't hear the song, but the Cult Firewoman would have been a great song to hear with this piece. So visiting this account to hear the mix. I'm a big Sonic person, right? I love the sound associated with, photography, whatever it might be. So I bet you this whole composition with the music, the way it looks, is going to give you that just epic feel. So no, this is great. And that front foot forward, like I said, the whole thing, like positioning, gives it that real, I accomplished this thing, I'm a champion, and I won kind of, vibe. So it's really well executed.
Yeah, really cool, like adventurer type shot, right?
Totally,
like,
yeah.
And I'm with you with the holding the helmet. It could be right after a battle, it could be right before. Like, I remember, growing up, Clash of Titans was one of my favorite movies. And he had that helmet that would turn him invisible, and just kind of like standing there holding the helmet, kind of planning out what he's going to do before he goes invisible. And
now, classic Clash of the Titans or the remake?
Oh yeah. The old, the original.
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with the remake, but the original, there's just something special about it. So
yep, me too. One of my faves.
All right, next one. This one is batbomb82_toy_reviews. Now there's two batbomb82 Instagrams, but this one is the toy review one. And I thought this was super cool mix of parts with the Waltor the Mad, Cosmic with the Koi. I did, for whatever reason, like I see people do stuff with Koi, and then I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Like I wouldn't have even thought to put Koi in Cosmic, but it looks so freaking cool. I absolutely love it. So, Jesse, we'll go to you next.
Talk about a fish out of space. Water? Wait, no, I don't know. Yeah, no, this is a great. I love seeing Koi. His parts go so well between any of these settings and everything. I think these mix of parts is really cool, and it's a fun photo of this pop and swap as well.
Brian?
Yeah, I love this, and you guys nailed it with it's just the combination works perfectly. Again, here's something where you have posing, like the front hand having that open kind of vibe, adds dramatic, just a real nice drama. The pose of the firearm, everything, and then I love angling, and I try to do this in some of my shots too, where you utilize the diagonal angles of a poster to create that. I
believe you call that a Dutch oven, right, Jesse?
The Dutch. Okay, we'll call it the Dutch oven.
Sure thing, bud. Sure
it
thing.
gives you.
Dutch angle. Sorry, Dutch angle is what. Yeah, there
School?
you go.
That happened around you, isn't it, Curtis?
I was waiting for you to use it on me. All right.
No, this is good. It's great. I think the composition, it just goes to show that they knew what they were doing, at least with taking the photo. So it's great. It's a good one.
I mentioned that the other night, and I told those guys, Jesse had me laughing with that. I'm waiting for him to use it on me. Good job. Good job.
I think the technical term is French
so
tilt. You're close. Dutch angle, French tilt, same thing.
All right. Jesse, one of yours.
This is from G Balda, right? Yeah. I can read even with my glasses on. I can't see the stupid names. Not that his name is stupid, just the screen is so small. G Balda, GB Alda. I don't know. Alan Arda. Arda? Nope. All right. I'm talking too much. This is really cool. Batman animated series. I don't know what figures these are specific. I mean, I know it's Batman and Man Bat, but I just thought it was really cool. And the fact that I know a lot of photography, you want it to be sharp and crisp and like instantly recognizable, but the way the coloration on it is with the lights coming up from the city, it made it feel realistic, but also it took me a moment to process what I was seeing. And I actually liked that. Like, not that it's a bad photograph. It just took my brain a minute to catch up with the colors and the shapes. And I thought that was a really fun, angle, and the lighting and everything is just really unique on this.
Yeah, I really like this. The Dio background is really cool. The lighting, the posing, everything's really cool on this. So this is really well done. Brian?
Yeah, I think so too. I'm kind of wondering though, is if that is a picture of a Dio that's being cast on the screen, like taking the screen, put it on the ground, and then using that, or if it's an actual. That's a deep Dio, right? I mean, that's a very tall Dio.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've seen definitely some city ones, so I'm not sure.
It looks, the lighting is perfect though. They did a great job with the lighting, and I think that kind of I don't want to say loss of detail, but not being so hi-fi really adds to the drama. It's kind of like shooting video at 24 frames per second and opposed to 60 frames. Like, you get that dreamy kind of look without it being so crisp and like soap opera kind of look. I like this film quality to it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at the behind the scenes now, and it looks like it's maybe like an LCD monitor. It's kind of like it feels like you're looking down on this, but it's actually kind of looking out with the LCD monitor behind it. So it's interesting.
Very cool.
Next one is one of mine. This is Coles_Cave, and he does some this outdoor stuff where it's not this like super elaborate setup or whatever. It's just kind of an outdoor, but then does this amazing posing that makes it feel like you're like right in the middle of a huge fight scene. And I can see this like from a Spider-Man movie with like just kind of a dodging, twisting, kind of move from Spider-Man. It's really well done. first off, that I have that Carnage figure. It is not the easiest to get to stay in a pose. So kudos on that. But then that pose on Spider-Man is ridiculous. I don't know that I've seen a lot of Spider-Man posing over the years. I don't know that I've seen this. Really cool. So, Jesse?
Yeah, it's really cool. And I don't think we'll ever see anything like this in a Spider-Man movie because it is out in broad daylight and someone as heavily CG as Carnage would be. They usually like to hide him in like rain and stuff. But I would love to see something. Well, I'm not a huge Carnage fan, but this is an awesome photo. I'm not going to talk about movies again. Love the shot. Great. I love how he gets like the particle effects, you know, whether he's got like one of those like, air canisters or whatever. Because you're right. It's not an elaborate setup as far as like tons of dioramas and all these things, but he puts a lot of work into what goes into the actual shot. And it always blows it away. And yeah, the poses on both of these are fantastic.
Brian?
Yeah, I think just the practicality of the shot is amazing. You have natural light. You have that, like you said, the practical effects with the dirt. I love when people take dirt or whatever and throw it into the scene to kind of create some motion and drama because there's a lot of motion that's happening in here. So we amplify that with that dirt, and it's great. But yeah, the practical feel of it, and then the posing of Spider-Man is great too because it looks like he's twisting, like just the way the body's moving. You can tell he's rotating, so it's really, really thoughtful. It's cool, like it.
Yeah, it creates motion in a still shot, which is pretty awesome. Next one of Jesse's.
So this is from our friends, the Nerdy Forge, the.nerdy.forge, with the legendary warrior and one of the skeletons with I can't remember what flag that is. Someone can let me know in the chat. But yeah, I just thought this was really cool. And wherever this setting is, again, you know, you've got kind of that forced perspective where it feels like they could almost be in like an actual, I mean, they are in a space, but like a proper setting for the figures, you know, some giant vaulted ceiling cathedral or something in Europe. And I just thought this was really fun.
Yeah, I really like this setup. I don't know what that is in the background and above it. But it's really cool looking, kind of very cathedral like. Yeah, it's interesting. Brian?
Yeah, I think so too. It's the illusion that it's actually scaled, like the background is scaled to the character. I thought was really good. You lose a little bit of that magic with the tiles down below. Like if you were to have like a small like dio base that you just flipped right there, it would totally look like the whole thing was like a dio, except for the tile to the left. But it really has that magical feel that it looks like it's really in a set that's scaled to those characters. I think this is great. The colors work really well. I would have liked to seen maybe a little bit more. You look at the legendary warrior and she just posed perfectly. It looks great, but I probably would have liked to see the skeleton to be a little bit more in like a different pose than that. But like if you were to take the skeleton out almost and just have that be. Oh my gosh, it's a great photo in itself. But I'm saying
according to Brett, it's actually in a cathedral. So yeah.
But it's a great shot, the color palette, and then you have the vignette. Also, you have the darkening around the edges, and it really focuses your eye on it. Really cool shot. I love it.
Jesse, do we have a super chat out there?
Yep. Hedgehog sent a $1.99 super chat. # back to the Burke.
Yeah, let's go.
Cool.
And for folks watching that don't know what we're talking about, go to Kickstarter and check out Ashen Oath. We will be getting into that after we get through shelf selections.
For sure.
But yeah.
Next is one of my picks. This is Paint Prince on Instagram. Prince is Prints. And he did this really crazy looking head for Azahazar. And I love the paint job that he did on it. He's got a few different shots. Just this is a figure that I only bought one of. I loved it. It was my favorite that was in that wave when it was first announced. But it was like, what do you do with it? Like, it's so specific to that character. It's like, what do you do with it? But this looks amazing. This is a great job. So nice work. And I don't know what that is going on his desk. Like if that's some sort of dry brush mat, or I don't know what he's standing on, but it did make me chuckle a little bit. But this looks awesome. Jesse?
That the sculpt on that head makes me super uncomfortable. Like the detail on it, it's like I don't think I have that thing where like what is it, the holes on stuff, like when you see like this frogs with I don't think I have that thing, but like this makes me think of it and it makes me uncomfortable. All that to say, it's amazing, super detailed. Like H.R. Giger stuff freaks me out when I look at his like non-aliens based stuff. But this is a phenomenal paint job, awesome sculpt, totally transforms that character.
Brian?
Texture. I love how much texture is in that sculpt. I mean, it just absorbs washes and dry brushing, so you can really enhance a character just by the design itself. No, I really love, I love green. So this could be an Ashen Oath demon, right? He's standing in like a pool. Maybe he's standing in the pool of maybe he's a good guy. Maybe he's in the pool of some sort of the radiance from a Mortem, resonant character or something. And you throw some black light on there and it would really like kind of demonstrate that ethereal kind of vibe. I can see that. I'm not sure what's going on that wrist. It almost looks like a slug or like a creature around the wrist. I'm sure it's like some sort of like an energy effect, or maybe he's like punching through something, but it adds that creep factor. Like it almost looks like slime on the ground to me. And then when you see whatever that's on his left, it looks like it's like maybe a weird creature of some sort. But I really like the texture in this character here. And like I said, it's got Ashen Oath vibes, like custom Ashen Oath vibes all the way.
Yeah, I mean, good guy, bad guy. It's all perspective, right?
It's all perspective. That's right.
Can you go back to that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Zoomed out, like it's smaller on my screen right now. The way the pauldrons are on his shoulders almost looks like hair to me coming out of the back of the skull. Just, I mean, if I'm zoomed in, I don't think it has that effect, but now I kind of want to see that sculpt with crazy hair. All right, that's all I wanted to say.
Next
all
one.
right, this is from Reclaim Joey. This is a custom, I believe it's built on the drowned McFarlane figure. With looks like soft goods coat, and I don't know if it's a fully custom head or if he just modified the head that came with it. But this is the bride from Creature Commandos, the animated series, based on the animated series version, and I just think I really like that character. So seeing someone do a full-size custom of her was just really cool, and I just thought they really pulled it off. And I think that's one of the Mouse King or something inserts in the back there, maybe, or not Figure Obscura, not necessarily Mouse King.
Oh, like the cardboard cut, like the out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. I don't know if it is, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean that series was really cool. This is really nice. I like this figure. Like if they put it out just like this, I would buy it. So, Brian,
I love it. Contrast really just immediately hits me. There's so much contrasting in the folds, the lighting of the photography, the whole custom piece. I think the background also tells a story. Like it really, really adds to the theme of the character. So I thought that was brilliant to do that. But great looking expression, great tilt on that head. It says a lot. You have motion with the wired belt. A lot of things going on with this. I love the shot. Very pro looking, thoughtful shot. And look at that lighting. Like,
all right.
Look at
I went way too far.
Look at the lighting, the rim lighting around the hair, like just that edge lighting that kind of follows the trigger hand and everything. It's nice.
Very nice.
And those those hair pieces that stick out, I'm sure those are a pain to work with without being afraid to break them off.
Totally. Those are cool.
Next one's one of mine. And first off, amazing picture. Love the shot. Love the, the posing. But then you got Smooth Criminal playing in the background. Come on, man.
It's Mike Jackson.
This is one of those where as soon as I saw it, I'm like, as if that wasn't going to be a shelf selection. Like, come on. It's like, of course it's got to be. Jesse, what do you got?
This is great. I love the rain, the trench coat, everything about it. Like it screams Ninja Turtles. It screams Michael Jackson. The water, whether that's like, I don't know if that's an effect or if that's real, but it looks cool. And everything about this is just, again, the city lighting with like that harsh, like street light vibe coming down from overhead is really, really cool.
And I have no idea how to pronounce this, but it's GALIH_ASHEN SEPTO. So not even going to try. Brian.
Yeah, no, this is a great motion shot, right? And the selection of music, like going back to that Sonic vibe, it's just perfect, right? For this character, the image, but the practical effects, if that is water dripping, that's brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant. I love it. They did a fantastic pro level job on this one. That splashes off the hat and everything. I mean, come on.
So good.
Looks really good. Yeah.
Jesse.
All right, this is another surprise, another Arcane selection from Jesse.
This is a Jesse pick.
Yes.
This is from Josh Brown Toys. This is a Legion's parts built Jinx. I know we saw from one from Emil a couple years ago, and what I really like about it, it looks like he shaved down the legs into bare limbs. Maybe because like if you look like the ankle, it's still I'm pointing at it with my mouse so you can see what I'm pointing at, but like where the ankle is on the above the boot, it's that same metal rim that's on the 2.0 armored leg. So I think they shaved down and smoothed out or sculpted over the armor on that leg, which could not have been easy. I want to know where the braids came from, because I'm going to do a Jinx custom, and the only thing I have to use for braids are cami from. Whoop! I clicked on the thing. I did a Curtis.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I just think it's really cool, and I just really love the mirrored look. Reminds me of like early 2000s, like Apple products. That I'm not trying to say that as a diss. I always love that effect with like the mirrored image below. I think that's really cool. And I love the color of the background behind her. So good job on the custom and the photo and all around, and great song choice, of course. Brian?
Yeah, it's perfect. Arcane custom. I mean, it's, you know exactly what it is from the color palette of the background. That reflection is awesome. I'm a huge fan of when they do mirrored bases or plexi bases. It looks so great. Adds a lot of drama to it. But yeah, color selection, character design, everything is just, it's so Arcane. And I'm a big fan of the series anyways. So I'm going to like it just naturally coming into it. But just when you dissect it and look how it's put together, like those braids, you're right, is just amazing. I think you're going to say that the only thing close probably is like a cami from Street Fighter, maybe is the closest you're going to see is like maybe snipping those off and using them. But the braids seals the deal. This is great. Love it.
I'll be honest, when you first pulled this up, I thought this was the hot toy that you keep talking about. I did not realize this was Legion's parts. And I think that's, I mean, amazing job taking Legion's figure and turning it into this. Yeah, that's fantastic. So good.
So good.
All right. I don't know if he's out there still watching. If he has, we've made him wait long enough. I teased last week that one of My Wife Is Going to Kill Me guys was going to have a feature. Steven tuned in, and it was not Steven, it was Pete. But Steven had showed earlier that day, and I had already captured it and was going to show for this week. This custom that he had done for Travis, where he painted this shark head and the pauldron and the anchor there to match the Archimedes, and just did a fantastic job. Like that anchor is like the rust effect on it looks really good. The pauldron with that like squid, octopus, whatever on it. And then the matching. I talked to him because I've got an Archimedes that I need to match soon. And he's like, yeah, you know, because Steven's not one of those guys that goes to the store and looks through all the different colors and finds one that like just is close enough, right? Like he basically started with a bright blue, it's a so flat ultramarine blue. He's like, yeah, then I added some orange, and then I added some, you know, yellow and red in different, you know, parts in order to, you know, kind of flatten it out a little bit and desaturate it and then darken it up. It's like he totally starts from a super bright color and then just brings it all the way back to like a perfect paint match. And it looks fantastic. So great job, Steven. Jesse?
Yeah, at first I had to zoom in. I thought he had like webbed like fish feet or something, but I realize now it's just the Archimedes feet. But yeah, the detailing he did on the body, the head, all the details on the pauldron and the anchor are phenomenal. I love that he went with the bright orange octopus. to kind of contrast everything else. You know, like it's like a real octopus like clinging to his shoulder. I'm curious about the sword in the background, like what's going on there. I feel like there's a story behind what's going on here, or it's just a cool prop in his dio. I don't know, but yeah, this is really cool, and Steven is always killing it.
I believe this picture is from. So if you go ever visit Travis in Michigan, his wife Heidi, she doesn't do a whole lot of dios anymore, but she used to do a lot of dios. And one that she did for him is this one that like takes up like an 8-foot table, and it's a big giant mountainside with a bunch of like little ledges for people to stand on. And so he's got like, you know, I don't know, probably 100 figures spread out on this mountain. And I believe this is part of that mountain dio that she made. So, Brian?
Yeah, he did a great job with this. And I was looking at that too, Jesse, like the sword and whatever the wings are in the background. I almost picture this, like my imagination, it takes me to like maybe it's near a shipwreck or something, and these are like the remnants, the fallen pieces of it. Like if you zoomed out, then you would see like it was the shoreline that had just this wreckage around it. So but yeah, Archimedes is got what a perfect body to use for like a shark type character, right? You have that blue and that, you know, that lighter color, but the color matching is perfect, and the complementary colors of having the orange and the blue and then tying it in with the rust. It's such a wild character, and then his expression is just like just gnarly. No, this is fun. This one's really cool.
I've said it before on here, I'm going to say it again. I know Steven doesn't do the best job in the world of promoting himself. A lot of times you'll not hear from him for like 6 months, and then he'll come to Legion's Con and he'll have a rack full of heads that are all perfectly color matched to some figure. He does really great work, just does a very terrible job, in my opinion, of promoting himself. So I appreciate that he's been putting some stuff out there and you know, promoting himself a little bit more. But folks, if you haven't bought something from Steven for your collection, you absolutely need it, because his paint matching is second to none. I think he does the best job in the whole community as far as paint matching colors.
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
Next is one of Jesse's.
This is Collector 425. This is Neve and Bodvar, and I just adore this photo. Like the whole wildfire scene of it all, or whatever's going on here, and just whatever this confrontation is. It reminds me, in her backstory, it talks about how she gets visited by like this great wolf spirit or something to tell her to stay with Atlas and not kill him or get revenge on him for winning all the fights. It gives off this like elemental like encounter kind of moment. I absolutely love it. I think the fire effects and stuff obviously are not real, or at least not in the photo with the toys. But I double checked to make sure it wasn't like fully AI. You can still see the joints and stuff, but just like the angle, and I like seeing the bear in this like unharnessed mode. I think that's a really cool look, and yeah, absolutely love this.
Brian?
Yeah, I love this too. It feels very tragic to me. Like it's a saying goodbye moment. I don't know. It's like the first thing that reaches me. Like the expression on her face is like she's not looking up at the bear, but she's just kind of looking off, like she's got to go. And the bear's like, it's okay. Like it's okay to go. And he's in this really tragic state. So it's a very like emotional piece to me, just by looking at it. It's almost this I must go kind of thing, and I'll be okay. It's really interesting that it conveys that in this, but I think there's a lot of softness in this shot that makes me feel that way. It's really good. Really good.
We see a lot of the open mouth bear head, and I think this more kind of calm head is very underrated. Like it is, it's really good, and it photographs really well. And I think it's a good choice using that one here. It just changes the entire emotion of it. And yeah, I really enjoy this. Well done. Next is one of mine. This is a table that I have to visit every year at Legion's Con, because this dude does some amazing stuff. This is Blaze Bear, bear.blaze on Instagram. And I saw this come across my feed, and I was like, dude, this is amazing. This is like, I would get that head and not know what to do with it. I can tell you for sure I wouldn't do this. And
Right.
and I think he mostly does heads. He does some full customs too, but he mostly does heads. And I think by doing that, it allows him to kind of just open his brain to the possibilities and paint whatever the hell he wants. So we, kind of a flip side. We were just talking about Steven, like matching everything perfectly to a certain armor or a certain skin tone or something. Like Blaze just looks at a head and goes, okay, let's get fucking crazy. Right. And I think this came out really, really nicely. Mm-hmm. So Brian.
Yeah. He does a lot of Von Box stuff. So a lot of the content you see on Instagram is a lot of this work that Emil and I do. We collaborate on. And so seeing this with Emil's sculpt, and it's interesting. So when we produce Von Box characters, you never know how people are going to translate them, or like any character that I do, like just a blank head. So when you see it done in ways you just don't think of, like Curtis, you were saying, you just would not expect to paint something this way, but you look at it and you're like, dang. And it's a common theme of having like this kind of, I guess kind of like an outwardly thought about creating characters that he has. I just love seeing it. Every time it pops up and I get tagged in some of these pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know I'm going to open up something that's going to be, uniquely awesome. And there's another example of that. So cool.
For sure. Jesse.
So good.
I feel pain when I look at this. Like I know it's got like more of a demonic or otherworldly vibe going on to what's happening, this transition or curse or whatever's on this figure. But like it makes me think of the scene in The Hobbit when Thranduil like leans in and reveals like the damage from the dragon when he's talking to Thorin or whoever. Yeah, I think it's Thorin when they're captive. Which I think it's only, I don't know if it's in the extended version or the regular. I'm talking about movies again.
It's okay.
But I love that moment, and it evokes that where you just see this guy who's like perfectly on the outside, but then you see this like horrible scarred face. And I get a similar vibe where this guy is either going through something or has been through something.
Yeah.
And the whole juxtaposition, there's another big word for you, Curtis, but I know you know that one now.
We got a banner for it, I believe.
The icy blue eye and the fiery red eye. I love that contrast in the eyes. This is and just that the highlight or dry brush or whatever he did to the veins or whatever on the damage side is super creepy.
It's really good.
All right. I believe this is the last one.
Dang.
Yes, I had to double check a couple times to make sure this was an actual toy. I couldn't figure out what the toy was. But it's got to be an import of some sort, I imagine. But like the vibe it's given off, it feels, a little bit Ghost in the Machine. There's elements or Alita, Battle Angel. I just like the combination of the smooth parts with the metallic robotic rib cage and the shoulders and stuff is just a really interesting combination, and just kind of the peaceful, serene vibe to it is really interesting.
Yeah, it also kind of reminds me of the Predator Badlands. Character from that and stuff too. So this is super neat. I like it a lot. I don't know what this is, but it's cool. Brian.
Yeah, I like the color choice here too. The purple and the pinks and the dark blues. It looks great. I've always loved like the biomechanical vibe. It's like you have the smooth with the contrast of like steel, and it's a really cool shot. Really, really like it a lot.
All right, that does it for shelf selections. So
nice. Those are great, guys.
We try. So make sure, folks, if you saw anything in there that you liked that you weren't already following, make sure you give them a follow, because that's how you make your Instagram feed cooler. So, all right. We are currently sitting at $88,712 with 511 backers.
Nice.
I think we hit 500 backers. Was it last night or was it this morning? I think it was last night.
Yeah.
Right. So you got 11 more backers. We still got a ways to go though, folks. So keep pumping those numbers up, and let's see what we can get to. So
yeah, we're less than 1,400 away from $90,000, you guys. So that's a big number. I mean, as far as the number itself goes, but it looks big. So when people come into the project not knowing what it is, that's a big number to see. And so it's inspiring for people to back when they see that we've made that next jump. So we're really close. We could very well do that on the show. And we have a contest. I don't know if we can announce the contest, but
sure.
If we hit $1,000 on the show, then I will be giving away the ethereal edition of the Mortem Resonance. So it's the clear green version. That's contingent of, the win. The Kickstarter gets funded, but we'll do a giveaway. We'll do a hashtag that one of you in chat will win one of those figures when it's launched. So $1,000, but I think we can hit. If we hit 90, if we hit 1,500 tonight, I'll do a little bonus. We'll do a little bonus giveaway. Yeah, there it is right there. So the ethereal edition of the Mortem Resonant will be yours if we hit $1,000. Now I took a dollar stamp earlier when we hopped in the show. So it's actually a little bit, we're a little bit further along. So when I looked at it, when we joined the show, it was 88,602 with 508 backers. So we're going to use that number. It brings us closer for the giveaway. So, if we hit the 89,602, then we're giving something away. But I think we can hit the 1,400 to get us into the 90,000 and bump up that prize. That would be awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about I just go in and up my pledge then right now on the spot. Okay. And everybody else should do it too, because I'm looking at this all in essentials, and man, for 213, this looks like a pretty dang good deal. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, because you're going to save. I mean, you already save on Kickstarter prices anyways. You're going to save 10 to 20% on pricing on the figures before they hit retail. So it's a great savings as they stand. But when you get into the bonus, like these packages, there's two things, right? You have a one-click solution if you want everything, like in the first tier of figures. So you don't have to really think about it. You get everything, but you're saving $5 per figure on top of the Kickstarter price. So it's a really great deal to get into for yourself. But if for whatever reason you get these figures in your hand, it's just not something that you need or don't have room for, you're not going to have any problem at all moving them, like trading them to other people or selling them, right? So you're going to have an customizing whatever the fodder, part of it. But the 213 package is a really, really tasty one, just because, like I said, you're saving so much per figure, and it's a one-click solution, and you get some goodies, right? You get the poster, signed poster, you get the enamel pin, you get the wristband. Altogether, you save about $35 on it. So it's a great value.
All right. Well, I just updated my pledge, folks. So let's go to the top and let's refresh this. I just went to the all in, and there we go. 88,880.
Lots of eights.
Yeah, that's a lot of eights. I should have thrown in $8 extra just for the hell of it.
Yeah. Nice work. Thanks, Curtis. Appreciate that, dude.
Absolutely. But as I said earlier, so last night, PGG, unpredictable. This morning, we had Eric Treadaway as a special guest.
Yeah.
Special guest, unpredictable. Stealing from both shows. And here we have the father of the Cabal on its just after its 9-year anniversary. We've got Walter the Mad in the house. What's up, Walter?
Here, hang on.
Walter.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I can't hear you guys.
See, I told you, unpredictable.
Perfect.
We don't know.
Perfect. We
don't know what's gonna
intro,
happen.
Dude. That was such a perfect. Hold on.
Obviously, we know
God.
Walter's a big skeleton fan. He's got more Malleus than the Horseman at this point.
Oh my God, right.
So I know he's excited about this one. So let's
cool.
let's get him in here. He's got a big thumbs up. How's it going, Walter?
That's exciting. better. I don't know what I'm doing.
My man, Walter. So good to see you, man. Thanks for hopping on, dude.
Thanks, you guys.
What a surprise.
Thank you for inviting me, and thanks. I don't know. Thanks for letting me be here, man. Like I was trying to push buttons, and I pushed too many and muted it, and I couldn't hear anybody, and I'm like, uh-oh.
I thought that was perfect, though. I think that's almost like scripted. Like it's almost so perfect for you that it seems like you had planned that out, dude. I love that. And that's what I'll tell you right now. With Walter, him and I go way back. I mean, we go back to 2019, 2018 when I first came into the Cabal, but he's always been so practical. I mean, that's an example right there. He's always been so practical about things. It's not staged. It's not set up. He always just spoke from the heart. And sometimes, you know, it's the unfiltered heart that reaches us the most. Like, you really appreciate that thing. And that's one thing that Walter's always been like. He's like, I'm here. I'm doing this thing. I got you. And it is what it is. You know, I am who I am. It is what it is. And I love that about you, Walter. And to have you on the show as being, you know, here I am at this moment of transitioning from how I came into the Cabal as a custom parts maker for heads to action figures. It's this full circle moment the day that you guys accepted me into the Cabal, right? And so having this time with you is just, it's really important and it's amazing. So thank you for hopping on, dude.
You're welcome.
So rad.
I like I was texting you earlier, if any way, in any possible way, and it's always been that way from like day one. And I, you know, remember meeting you in person for the first time and when the Legion, you know, not even the first Legion's Con, but like the second Legion's Con.
Yeah,
I got to go to this, and to even recent memory of like seeing the new art, the new figures, the new parts, the other parts that you make, and other wild creations that like you're there, and Roberto's standing there being like, Walter, have you seen what, you know, Brian this time? And you know, and telling you multiple times, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna bring people over to see this. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah. You're like, so you always been so humble about it. And then when I would bring like waves of people over, and you'd kind of like go into like panic mode and have to like explain everything, and
yeah, that was something you were always great at, like being the hype man, like bringing the crowd, right? You did that with the Cabal. You built an amazing community, but you do that on the floor too. It's like all of a sudden he's steering all these people over who are like, hey, do you have a stack of stickers I can, you know, pass? And all of a sudden people are coming to me, hey, I got the sticker from Walter. I'm like, dude, you've always been so great at that, dude.
Yeah,
we had, you know, I mean, you hear all the time, like, you come for the toys, you stay for the people, right? And so this morning, you know, great show, new to Mythics. And I was like, you know, they had Treadaway on, and, you know, you're not going to do more about talking about toys than having Treadaway on. I'm like, so what's that other piece of it? The people piece, right? And so there's nobody better to have than the guy that built this thing and built the Cabal. Because, you know, it really is that other piece of the puzzle, right? That the community, it's a very symbiotic relationship between the people and the horsemen that have created this whole thing that has allowed people to customize and create this whole environment that then launches into, you know, somebody like you, Brian, who starts out as a customizer, and then now you're making your own toy line. And it's, you know, it's very cool to see this whole thing come to fruition.
You know what it's like? It's a lot like having like a CBGB's in New York. It's like having the Roxy in LA, where you have a venue where all these bands like Talking Heads, Blondie, the Ramones, all these bands came from like nothing, these bar venues, and become megastars, right? I feel like the Cabal was my stage. It was that club. It was that nightclub that I picked up my guitar and I walked into a crowd of 5 people, 10 people, and then that crowd started to build, and then you kind of go on, you know, touring, doing these shows. I feel like the Cabal was that was like my CBGB or the Roxy, you know, venue of like as a musician goes. And so there's no way I would be where I am now without, you know, Walter and building the Cabal. There's just no way it would have ever I would never been here. There's no way. So I appreciate you, Walter.
I will take all the credit.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I feel like I just entered a much cooler zone than I'm allowed to be in by having it compared to the CBGBs and the Roxy and stuff. I'm like, wait, this is like above my pay grade. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, no, it is literally.
It's still
so cool.
I've had, you know, especially the last couple of days, just going out and around town and going to local toy stores and having a good time and visiting people. I'm blown away, and I get to tell those stories again to people of like, oh yeah, you know, they like, oh, we started doing this, and I would go to shows, and the horsemen, like I remember going to shows when the horsemen were like off to the side, and they had a table with stuff spread across, like, I mean, a table,
Yeah.
like Brian Burke is doing right now, spreading across the table, and it's their figures at a show, and people are kind of kind of lined up, and and it was so, it was so unreal back then, 10 years ago, to
Yeah.
people come up and they're like looking at stuff and they'd pick it up and be like, oh, this is cool. And you're like, oh yeah, this is cool. You sell them on the idea of what it is. And they're like, oh, okay. And they'd set it down and walk away. And you're like, it was so funny. And to be like the guys, Nate Barch, myself, and that was it. Like a couple times, I mean, more than a couple times going to a show, and like, and then they would kind of sit back and they'd be like, so Walt, how's the family? Tell us what you're up here doing, and this. And I'm like, just rambling on about what's going on in life, like I still do. And then you fast forward to now, and it's just like this hours long line of thousands of people and multiple shows to get stuff that sells out sometimes in minutes. And the 20 some odd people that work for the studio, and everybody's there, and these huge displays and reveals, and multiple YouTube channels and podcasts and platforms from Instagram and Facebook, and like the other projects that they've helped on from, I mean, even people that I've introduced like the studio to, where I'm like, hey, come over, this is Chris and he works for the Four Horsemen, or hey, here's or like you need to, if you want to get this type of stuff and be a retailer or sell it at a show, this is Jeremy,
Well, I mean, think about it. Since the Cabal was created, you've had folks like, David Williams is now working for the studio. Eric Miller was a customizer, is now working for the studio. Nikki was a customizer. She's now working on a toy line. My Action Figure Customs was making parts for Mythic Legions. Now they've got their own toy line. Yep. You had Matt Rodriguez comes one year as an attendee. The next year he's coming back and he's got his own toy line. You got Brian doing his thing, and now he's bringing this to life. It's so cool to see these folks that like they come and either visit Legions Con or they have a table or whatever, and then a few years later they're in the toy business. And it happens because this community is here. If it wasn't for this, like none of that's possible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's still plenty surreal, and it's still one of my favorite things is like to have Jim tell me that he's a fan of me. That's always like.
I'm sorry, if you mention Jim, we're obligated to play this.
Oh.
That's Jim throwing his chair away as he's retiring from Four Horsemen Studios.
My God, that's great.
But
the perfectly good chair that Joe Vassapolo was mad about because he wanted it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
That's so great.
I swear, every time he sees me, and he doesn't live too far from me. I mean, he doesn't give me his address, because I'm sure I'd show up at his house and hang out with him.
There's Joe.
Rightfully so, but it's still like humbling and exciting, and makes me like, embarrassed in a sense, where it's like, I'm a fan of you, Walt. You what you do, it's unlike this, and I can't believe that. But I'm just like, and I sit there and I'm going, dude, like I love what you do.
I love you too, man.
I think this comment from Heinrich is perfectly puts it. 4-H is an incubator for creativity.
For sure. And they really embrace that too. They're not afraid to help. When I was talking to Eric Treadaway this morning, they're all about, the community support, because, this, raising the water, raise all ships. I love that term. It's like kind of a recent term I've just heard come up quite a bit, and it's so true. And they embrace that. And I've been able to take advantage of that too. Like it's really elevating everyone. Hey, Walter, I was just thinking when I came into the Cabal, if you can, I don't know if you can reflect back like around 2019, how many members did we have in the Cabal at that time? Do you like a rough estimate? Do you remember how many members we had? And then what are we at now, you guys? How many members in the Cabal? Do you guys know?
8,000.
Mm.
We're shy of 8,000, a few here and there maybe. And
Yeah.
And I mean, Curtis can, back this up, being in the group and part of admin. And so, so involved is that we take on almost as many as we decline. And respectfully, it's because a lot of people don't see the rules and they don't rules. They don't agree to our terms of interaction. Like I genuinely, want like a good place, and Curtis and Colin and everybody in the admin have done so much to make it like a great place to where, in the beginning, like I ran it all by myself and everybody would be like, oh, you got to do this and you got to do that. And I'm like, look, we got to make it kind of like natural. I mean, there would be, maybe a few hundred people and,
right.
Yeah, we're just shy of $8,000 right now. It's 7.9 thousand.
Yeah.
And
wild.
like we said, just hit the 9-year anniversary. So
Yeah.
to see just in the short period of time that I know, like Jesse and I have been in the community, to see the amount of people that have gone from fans to customizers to working in the toy industry, it's amazing. Like you're talking about life-changing things here.
Yeah.
Like this, like you're changing the course of people's lives based on this community.
That is so true. That is, I mean, it's like I feel like I'm right on that cusp of a life-changing moment that you guys are experiencing with me. Like this is me and my family, right? This is the trajectory of this is going to be so mind-blowing for me. It's just like staggering
to have stuff like that. It's very a unique experience to have people explain that to me in phone conversations and text messages and on videos and stuff, to back in like 2019 when you first came around, there probably wasn't more, maybe 500, maybe not even 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And it was a very intimate group. And a lot of everybody knew each other. Like Legion's Con, like we all knew each other. And I told Jeremy in the beginning, I'm like, dude, I'm coming. Like, get us a room. I'm a bunch of people. We're all coming out. And it's the first Legion's Con is a great video to go back and watch, nostalgia.
Yeah.
And you see like the handful of people that are mostly still here and still part of this, or in here somehow. And then you watch like the second year, me running, seeing all the friends and making sure everybody's okay and getting them stuff and same thing. Everybody's still here. Everybody's still part of it. And to go from a few hundred people to where, to where it is now. And it's that unique just dedication and love and respect, and it's all that stuff. We're not perfect by any mean, but it's amazing to see the community just interact the way it does.
I think that's the biggest thing, is that we have so many people that lift everyone else up, right? I think in the early days, the Cabal, we were so passionate about the Cabal itself that we were moderators. Everyone was a moderator. Like you had 500 moderators. Like if someone came in and went sideways on something,
the community policed itself.
Dude, oh my goch. I remember Anthony Halcyon, when I first came in, he was like, hey, easy coming in with your stuff now, right? And then now he's like one of my great friends. But it's like, but we all became that. We came like this agency of saying, hey, you're kind of going a little sideways here with this. You need to chill out. Like we were really tribal when it came to, but in a good way, because people that would drift in a negative way, we just brought them back and said, hey, write them on the side. Hey, this is kind of got to ease off on this a little bit. So, but you had a lot of, you weren't alone when you were working on it. With like, we were trying to police things the best we can, or be, some, add some structure the best we can at the time.
Well, I think it can be difficult for some folks because I've definitely seen that where some people have come in and gone too hard too quick, and I think it's because they've been in other toy communities where they haven't been supported. They haven't had anybody recognize their work or whatever. So you come in here and all of a sudden, like, you post something, you start getting a bunch of likes and comments and stuff, and then you think, oh, maybe I should sell this stuff, or I should teach people, or I should do, it's like, and yeah, you can, but you just gotta get to know folks, because if you just come in and it looks like you're trying to monetize the community right off the bat, like, you might ruffle some feathers. So, but it's, like I said, a lot of people aren't used to that kind of recognition right away in a community. So
that's well said. That's exactly right.
I get people all the time that, when they're trying to just join the group and they get declined, and then they'll contact me and I respond immediately, and they're just like, whoa, I wasn't expecting like an instant response. And I go, hey man, I'm here. And they go, well, why was I declined, or why was it removed, or what's going on? And I go, look, and I go, this is what is perceived as wrong, or what you may have done, and I'm explaining it to you to let you understand where we're coming from, what the community is. And I have the honor of being like the mouthpiece and the visual ambassador to be like, if you're going to do this and you get declined or something removed, I want to talk to you about it. I don't want to just like outright say you can't do this unless it's like way off left field and bad. And a lot of people just are amazed that we respond, we interact with them, and they're not used to that, because we get so many people that are coming from other communities and other groups that something gets put up, it doesn't get recognized, or something's so bad that they're getting kicked out of a group immediately. One of the best stories ever is like, I started the Cabal and Jeremy was getting declined and posts removed and being told that his customs were not good and they were using other parts, and people were like, you can't do that. You can't intermix these figures, and you can't do this and do that. And he was getting genuinely frustrated where, I called and talked to him, and he was like, I'm just so done with this. I'm so type of thing, and so done with these people telling me what I can and can't do. And I go, dude, I said, I've started my own Facebook group. It's called, Mythic Legions Cabal. I said, come join my group. Post your stuff on there. You're not going to hurt my feelings, and I'll allow it, because what you're doing is very entertaining and different. And he did. And so many others did that because they were being, reprimanded for making things and painting figures. And I mean, you got to think this is like in the very beginning where, even painting a figure was like, what the hell are you doing? Like someone like Curtis would have been like ousted within the first.
There's still people that want me out. So
I knew that was coming.
That's a whole different.
Hey, can I share my screen real quick? I got to show you guys something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Related to Cabal. Check. I got to show you something, Walter, and you're gonna love it. Every time I share this information with Walter, he loves it. But check this out. You got to see. Okay. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
So this is my Giphy account. I create stickers and gifts for the Cabal, for myself, and whatever. I have a total of 9.5 million views on my stickers and gifts. But I got to show you the #1 viewed sticker in my account is this. Cabal
Nice.
Above All, 1,395,000 or 1,395,000 views for that sticker alone.
I've definitely seen it used on Facebook a lot.
Yeah. And you've seen some of these, but here's another classic Cabal one. This one right here, number 13. It was my very first. That's the very first Cabal gift that was ever made for the group. And then it later became this one, the number 15. And then the last one was number 10. But the
Of
cabal.
course, the best ones though are the fingering ones.
The
So,
fingering ones, yeah. There
yeah.
you go. But the Cabal Above All, the sticker for Instagram, by far is one of the greatest Cabal ones that had done.
It is. I still love one, and I'm just blown away by.
I don't think we've been.
I remember when you
fingered on
did that,
Shooting
and
the
I was
Shelf
like,
before.
dude, how did you do that? I'm like, because I'm so not like digitally smart, man. Like I can do
Much
a lot.
fun doing though.
I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah. Because that at the time that was like our battle cry, right? That was, everyone did it. Everyone said Cabal Above All. Like that was like, you're welcome. You know, that was like as common as just saying you're welcome in chat, or when someone posted somewhere, like, or you hook someone up with something, you just said Cabal Above All, right? It was just one of those things, and it was so common. I had to do a GIF of it, like to just throw it in there.
It was always meant as like an unofficial battle cry, and
Yeah.
of all people, like CB was one of the first ones to start ranting and cheering that, because he's like, oh my God, he's like, well, you know, you didn't have to do that and give that to these people and do that. I go, man, I'm like, that's what I do. He's like, man.
Yep.
He's like, he'd sit there and like, we'd be at a booth or something, or even at the first Legion's Con, he'd just be like, man, Cabal Above All. That's, and he would just
Perfect.
like meant it. And you look at going back to that first Legion's Con, you know, and he's throwing up the horns, and he starts shouting and chanting it in the room, and I'm like, dude, I'm in a room of like 100 people for the first time. I'm like, oh my God, like what did I do? You know, I was like,
totally. That's awesome.
Well, we are at $89,211, folks. So
We're just
let's
away
keep
from
pushing.
90.
Let's get to that 90 grand by the end of the episode.
You know what I'll do? Let's do this. So I'm gonna up the prize. So let's do, if we hit 90, let's do the 3-pack. We'll do the 3-pack artist blanks. So I'll give one of those away too. If you know, let's hit that 1,000. If we hit the 1,000, let's do the ethereal. But if we hit the 90, then let's do an additional 3-pack so we'll do 2 prizes tonight.
Very cool.
very cool.
Yep.
All right, folks. Let's
we're
keep
hitting
going.
90. Dude, we're hitting 90. We're hitting 90. No problem tonight.
Yep.
I added one of the what was it, the green ones to
The
to my
ethereal ones.
pledge.
Nice. Thanks, dude. Yeah. Those, I'm
For
telling you,
the,
those, the part swapping with that, like
for
swap out the heads
curses.
and
I have an add-on with a friend of mine that he added on for me, because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna get. He's like, just get these. I go, okay, whatever, you know. So
nice.
I can't make those decisions, but I've got 2 coming towards me. And
Nice.
it made it so his order can be bigger on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's I mean,
that's great. Thank you.
yeah, it's one of those simple ones like to add on, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, whatever, dude, like however we can help out, and you know, so.
Oh, nice. We got someone upped their pledge to an all-in essential. Nice. Yeah,
that all-in essential. I mean, that's a great deal. Let me just pull that up again real quick.
What's the all-in essential cost? And
so that's this one here. It's $213. And look at all this stuff that you're getting here.
Big $35, and you get everything in the first essential wave. So you're getting all the Mortem characters. You're getting Corthanus. You get all of it, really. You get the enamel pin, the sign poster, the wristband, artist blank, and the ethereal edition. But yeah, you're saving $5 per character and a couple bucks on the accessories too. So it's a killer value, and it's such a great solution. Like I said earlier, it's a one-click option if you want just everything in that first essential pack.
This is right. This I love. Every time I see your studio, it makes me happy.
I know. I love the conversations we had about that. It's just it's life-changing when you have that space, right? You have that third space, like Treadaway was saying, like, you know, or what everyone else was like supporting us, having that extra space that inspires creativity. You got to have that place to go to, and I love it.
And the thing that you told me was find something to make it your own first. So I commissioned and got a big the logo that has me and Darla on it together, and I got it lit up. And I've got it up on my wall, similar kind of what you got here. And you're right. Like as soon as I walk into that room and I see that, like I feel like, okay, this is mine. This
Yeah.
is my creative space, and it's separate from, because a lot of the guys we're talking about this morning, kind of like Mark was talking about, working from home and then trying to customize and do videos and stuff in that same place.
Yeah.
And it's like, it never feels like that creative space, right? So like having that separate and having it, kind of individualized, it does make it
said that
makes you want to create. So
yeah, and it's kind of like the dress. It's like, it's like dressing up for something, right? You wear a suit or you wear something, you feel like you're engaged, like you're ready to engage in that moment. And so like for me, when I come into the studio and sit down, I know all the energy around me is building my creativity to work or to do something really cool. And so having that space that, envelops me has that. Now, Jesse, so do you have an extra room? Is that what's going on back there in your house, or is it a part of a room, or is what is your third space in your house?
I have my living room / kitchen and my bedroom / office and a bathroom.
Nice.
But Jesse has just undergone a renovation to kind of get everything kind of organized and stuff, and it feels like it's just a much more like really organized space.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say that, Jesse?
I mean, I've cleared out a bunch of my collection and rearranged some stuff, so there is a little more space with the way I have things now, just because I've gotten rid of so much stuff. But Curtis, I doubt you would walk in here and be like, "Oh, you have less stuff." Like, just the way the shelves are, it's still, it's all organized and really neatly assembled and everything. But like, yeah, I'm glad I don't work from home. I think working from home would drive me crazy, because like it's one big room. Like, there's an archway between the bedroom and the living room. It's not like two separate rooms, like with doors and stuff. So it's an old. If the building's from like the 1800s, it was an old, it's the second floor of an old like soda fountain pharmacy from back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Like the old, if you ever saw the movie Girl Interrupted with Angelina Jolie and Winona Ryder, it's actually in that movie. They filmed in the first floor. They go to an ice cream shop and have like a whole moment down there and everything. So
that's your house?
That's cool.
It's the apartment I live in. Yeah. I mean,
Whoa.
it used to be like the house for whoever ran the pharmacy back in the day, but it's been remodeled, and
that's incredible.
Yeah. So it's a really cool place.
Very cool.
Neat. I don't have a space.
Now that I've got everything cleaned up again, I'll do a new room tour and post it soon.
These are just super cool looking, man. The amount of like tiny details on here, like looking at like the skulls and stuff on the neck and everything like this. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm fortunate where I can take the time to do these things. I don't have to pay someone to add those fine details, right? So I'm able to really dive in and probably spend a little too much time on them, to be honest with you. Like, this is not an efficient sculpt by any means for a practical, toy company to produce, to be honest. But since I'm producer designer, I can dive into it and get a little insane with some of the levels of detail.
That helm looks amazing.
Thank you. It's a fun one. It's going to be really fun to slip on and off that character.
Fun thing about the indie stuff, when we as collectors buy that stuff, we're buying stuff that's not mass produced. Like, for God's sake, how many times are you going to reuse like a like a Spider-Man, and then they're going to paint him 14 different times?
Yeah.
And like, hey, I love Spider-Man. I love even the Mythic Legions. Or you get stuff at times where it's been reused multiple times. It still looks good, but when the new ones come out and they have new designs and little gems and characteristics that we see a lot more with a lot of the newer waves.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing. I love the old stuff and the ones from 10 years ago, but the new stuff is always amazing to see.
It's light and day difference. Like, I look at some of my just Advent of Decay, I thought those were just so detailed and so amazing when you look at the intricate armors, right, of the 2.0 figures. But then it's like you look at the stuff now, you're like, whoa, it's just like it's leaps and bounds compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, to see to see like the the bear, for example,
Mhm.
and the detail down to its paws. Each fur is laid down and
Yeah, it's an amazing sculpt.
how it's painted, and that's the kind of stuff that like yourself as a indie company can do.
Hmm.
Spend the time on and sell yourself and sell the idea and sell the art, where Marvel is going to be, hey, here's Spider-Man.
Hmm.
That's cool. I love it. I'll still buy one maybe, but the other ones that have that extra detail in it, that I feel like I'm getting more for my money, more detail. And not only that, like I've got, the guy who created it, his phone number, if I can, like,
Totally. Yeah, it's a difference, big difference. Hey, Jesse, were you going to say something earlier, or you might have lost track of it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so for everybody watching this right now, go to the Kickstarter and hit that share link on your Instagram, your Facebook, wherever you can. Go share
Yeah.
it out there. Saw Sean said he wants those Eventide figures unlocked. I know, Brian, you want that stuff unlocked. Everybody wants that, the all the extra stuff. And there's a really good bundle on there for, like, if you hit
Everything.
that one all in, it gives you all the unlocks that we hit, or
Mhm.
that you hit in it. And just so everyone knows, I didn't say this earlier, and since I added it to the thing, if we're going to draw for, and this obviously it only happens if and when the figures come in hand.
Yep.
But we'll do a draw. So the back, the Burke we'll do a wheel, or the StreamYard giveaway tonight.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
you won't have to add it to, I got one on my list, and I'll keep your information for when these come in. And
Nice. So
send
we're gonna
it
have
out
three
to
three
whoever.
prizes
So,
tonight.
yeah, so go ahead, hit that back, the Burke, go out, share it, share the
Yes.
Kickstarter to the people if
Mhm.
it's in groups. If you're in groups that aren't already aware of it, go share it out there. I mean, if it's appropriate, like if it's like your baseball fantasy league, I don't know, is that a thing? Don't, maybe not in there, unless
you never
people
know.
would appreciate it. But
It's
it's
just
or
sharing.
go put it in your Sunday school class, or something that's not going to appreciate.
Yeah, totally.
Not that they wouldn't. Maybe your Sunday school class would, but
yeah, right. Totally.
I think they get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
just sharing what you enjoy. That goes back to what Instagram and Facebook and everything has always been about originally. It's stuff that, hey, this is something I like. I'm
Mhm.
putting it out there because I want to share what makes me happy and what I'm enjoying.
Exactly. And that's my concept for this, was building a toy line that I love, and assuming that you guys are gonna love it too.
Yeah, and that's honestly the best thing out there. It's like, you don't have to, you're not out there selling it for somebody, but you're showing support in what you like and what you enjoy, what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sakes, it goes back to saying, here's my friend Brian, look what he's making. I think this is great. That's all we're asking. It's all that kind of stuff. If you share that stuff, that's great. And if it benefits and makes something go through, that's even better. And then, get toys. Oh my God, but
Yeah.
it's just sharing.
Oh, totally. And that's the biggest deal. To the question that's on screen right now, do my skeleton helmets also fit these? Yes, they will fit them. Well, at least they should. I mean, the helmets are pretty big anyways, or they're sizable enough to fit the Mythic Legion skull. So yeah, they should fit fine. If they don't, for whatever reason, then you guys better believe that I'm going to have custom. This is what's really crazy, and this is something I don't think I've ever really talked about. But you better believe I'm going to have customs for my own action figures, right? I'm going to be
That's cool.
Isn't that weird? Like, that's going to be such a weird, like, dynamic of saying, okay, I'm creating a figure line, now I'm going to make custom parts for it. I mean, I'm going to do helmets for them. I'm going to do these different things. Yes, for sure.
Keep this page up, Curtis. I want to see. Yeah, I was going to say, you made Brett very happy. I bet the number's going to go up, and he just said he's going to go add more builders. So.
Oh, nice. There you go. And I'll tell you what, you guys. So what I found so far,
Ashen Oath Fawn box confirmed.
Hey, there you go. What I have found is what's going to get us to the Eventide. We're going to hit the 150. No problem. We're going to hit the 160 and get the mid-tier bonus character. Now, what's going to get us to the big stretch goal, right, is just awareness. The pricing, people love the pricing for the amount of articulation there is. They're loving the designs. What I'm finding is that if we don't make it to Eventide, to the big unlock, it's because people didn't know about it. Because people are liking what they're seeing, they're commenting on it, they're pledging when they see. So it's getting the awareness and spreading the word, like you were saying, Jesse, just getting the word out there, let people know that it exists. And I think with being on the show like this or any of the other shows I've been on, that awareness has really, really moved that needle big time. And I'm really trying to pad for the last 48 hours is that moment where we're going to see things really start to race. And if I can pad as much as I can for us leading up to those 2 days, like the next couple days, if we hit 90,000 tonight, that's going to be a big benchmark for what I've allocated for over the course of the days to get us to the stretch goals. So 90 for today is going to be a big one, but I need your guys' help to spread the word to really get us to the stretch goals. We're going to get these figures unlocked. We're going to get these prizes out to you, no problem. I really want the Eventide unlocked, and it's really going to just take getting this out in front of more people. And that's the biggest thing. It's not pricing. I feel it's not the design. It's just get more eyes on the project, and we'll get there, you guys. We will get there for sure. So thanks for talking about spreading the word, because that's the biggest thing right now is getting people aware of it.
Yeah. And if you're sitting here and you're watching the show, whether you're doing something, you can pop over there, add another tab, get on your phone, whatever, and spread it. Just do it now. Better now than later. As someone who has horrible ADHD and attention and follow through, I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I write a note down, and then I realize I have 3 notes in my little tray where I drop my wallet and my pocket knife and everything at the end of the day. I'm like, oh, I wrote this note to myself 3 times. All right, I better just go do it.
Yeah.
So
and do it in chat, do it right now. That way we can celebrate it. You can have that extra level of feeling good about it. Like if you write in chat right now that you just made a pledge and we were watching the numbers go up, then let's all celebrate that. Have fun with it. Whereas if you're not on the chat or live stream, it's still going to be awesome that you're going to get killer figures and you're supporting a passion project of mine. But it just kind of adds that extra level if you're doing it live, right? So if that's an extra nudge for you to really make it a more fun experience, then do it during live. It'd be fun.
Did we tag this interview also up on the Cabal, so it up like we did that earlier with the one I was able to catch this morning, but
I don't know if we did or not, but we'll definitely do that after for sure.
Okay. Cool, thanks.
But I know we've talked. You've talked at length about the figures. You've talked about the backstory of the line and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as that, kind of life-changing moment for you and your family, tell the folks, what does this mean? If this funds and this becomes a reality, and what kind of doors this opens up for you and your family when it comes to this?
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest thing is validation. Right. A couple things happened when my family first came to Allegiance Con several years ago. I brought my wife and my daughter Gigi out. They see me in here in this office for many hours of the day. They think the space is maybe whatever size it is, but the moment they came to Allegiance Con and saw just the interaction, the community, and the involvement with my product with the fans of Von Burke, it just really blew their minds. And it felt good to me to help validate that the world is much bigger than they might think it is, right? It's just the way it goes, right? So having that moment was really important for me to validate that I've been working really hard for something to make them proud. And they were really proud of me for that. And so this will be one thing. This will be the next step into feeling like I've made it to the next level for them to kind of increase. My wife has to, she's a big anchor in our family with support and just support me as an artist. I don't know how she does that as an artist like myself. You guys know, being an artist, sometimes it's a tough relationship, but she's in tech, I'm in art. It's just funny. So anyways, having that lift and having that support and being proud of what I'm doing is another boost. That's going to really be a life-changing part of my family. But also, you guys, I really want to bring Ashen Oath to scale. I really want to bring multiple waves coming. I want to sell a ton of figures. I want many shops to carry it. I want to be out there signing, signing boxes and giving them out, do special edition characters. I want to do all that stuff to really build the Ashen Oath brand. And I just know that if I'm creating a really cool product that you guys like, and we're keeping the compass, the moral compass of the company in the right direction, all the income, whatever you want to call it, whatever's left over, or the notoriety of it is a result of that. I don't want to focus on the monetary value of it. I really want to focus on bringing a product, because then I truly believe that everything else will follow. And it creates a different product when you do that. When you believe in the product so much that the revenue will come in and help support you financially, is a different product than if you go into say, I want to make money on toys, and then all of a sudden changes the product completely. And so that's my mindset. And I think going to scale with an action figure line will just change the world, because then I'm going to be able to do things like create action figures that people can customize. And I'm going to be able to see that whole full circle. It fills my cup to see here. That's why I was bringing up, I'm going to do customs, like, Ashen Oath customs for Burke Studios, because I really want to experience that once again and customize my own characters with the blanks and see you guys do that as well. And so it's a full circle moment where I can, experience that all over again and really create a bigger picture for everyone to be a part of and have fun with it. Right. Like, I want to bring you guys along with me on the journey and say, I was there day one. I wish I was there during, the very first Kickstarter for Four Horsemen. I wish I was, able to buy into the culture back then. But now it's an opportunity for you guys to really see the genesis of something that's going to be not just toys. I have a real sonic connection with music, with the toys. I want to do graphic novels. I'm gonna do comics. Let's do anime if we can in the future. Let's do a movie in the future. Let's really build this IP strong enough for someone to come in and say, we want to do something with you. And then all of you guys come in and say, we were there, we built that together. And that's the one thing. It's like an oath together, right? Not creator and audience. It's like we're all one, hive mind building this product. And you guys have been that for me. You guys have always been there from day one with my custom heads and any wacky like limited edition thing I do. You guys are always there supporting. It's like, it's staggering when that happens. And so we're all building this together, and that's life-changing. To scale it. It's just
this comment from Freak says, Brian's such a great dude and the toys look great too. Resort to the chart. So great timing, because I was just getting ready to pull up the chart. So listen, Jesse and I have talked about this often. It was different when we were buying toys as kids, right? We just bought, we told parents what we liked and we got what we got and whatever. Now we're adults and we now know people in the industry, and there's a lot of stuff out there, and I get it. Like, you only have so much budget to spend on toys, right? So you have to make choices. It's very hard for us to just get everything that we like. There's got to be some stuff out there where it's like, man, I really like that, but I just can't have it. And so I put together a couple years ago what I call the toy vendor buying guide, which I will share now. And this is the chart, and pretty simple, right? You kind of start at the bottom. You go, okay, are we talking about the person making it? Is he a terrible person?
Yeah.
Good person or great person? Now, I feel like those of us in the community have been around for a while. We know Brian, great person, right?
Thank you. That's
now,
nice.
Now here comes the more difficult part, right? The toys. Are they terrible, good, or great? Well, we don't have these yet, so we don't know. But what we do have is a track record of what you have done with Von Burke Studios, the sculpts that we've seen from you and Emil, the effort that you've put into the stuff that you've personally customized. And based on that, and based on what we're seeing in the pictures and what you're describing, I would say great toys. So great person, great toys. You slide that over, you end up in this dark green area, right?
Weird.
Dark green means all in all the time. Okay.
Wow.
Now, let's say maybe folks, maybe you haven't been in the community as long. Maybe you just don't know because you don't have these in hand yet. So you're going to downgrade. You're going to say, well, I think maybe they're good toys. I don't know yet if they're great. They could be great, but I know for sure they're going to be at least good. That brings you this light green area. That means definitely buying some. Okay. So everybody that is in this chat right now should be in one of these two squares, either the all in or definitely buying some. And so that's how you use the toy vendor buying guide. I would encourage everybody to use this search your heart and make your choices
this.
and go after it.
Curtis, that is so freaking cool. And it's green.
There you go.
Ashen, it's ethereal, right? It's just incredible. Dude, this is great. I love that concept. And I think this is something, a great guide that it should be like a kind of an audit for even existing, brands that are out there. Like, what is the compass? What is the moral compass like in this? It's like, I've always come across, different people that are like investors or whatever. And you always hear the same thing. It's like, we invest in the jockey. The horse is really important, but we really invest in, who's driving the horse, who's the rider of this. Are we confident that you're going to take us to the finish line? Are we confident that you're going to have, here's where I'm getting with this, is that coming in as a new toy maker, I had, as a Kickstarter, you have to be careful because you're dealing with tens of thousands of dollars that at the end of Kickstarters, people have to be confident that you're going to allocate those funds because people can get, ripped off on it. Right. From day one, for the past several years, I knew when I looked to the future that I was going to create toys one day and reverse engineer my way back, that my customer service had been on par. My product had to be on par. My packaging had to be on par going forward to lead me up 5 years in the future. Because if I were to falter at any of those points, it would compromise my stretch goals. It would compromise my main goal in my Kickstarter. I can't have any of that happen 5 years from now. And so I knew that building a relationship with the Four Horsemen Studios, because I wanted them to be on the production side of things, building, a relationship with Walter and the community was really important to really kind of give me street cred. I really needed that street cred going into the final days of toy making, or not final days of toy, final days of Kickstarter and funding. That at this moment that I would hope to be in a green area. You really strive to be that. And thank you, Curtis, for bringing this up. And it makes me feels really good to see that visually, that could be the mentality of people have with me. Like, they would use this as a chart to say, okay, that's that nudge. That's the extra nudge versus say, let's do this now. So thank you for bringing that up. It's fantastic.
I mean, you're right. You have a track record, right? Like, I know several people that have been subscribing to the Bond Box for a while, that either the painted version or the unpainted version.
5 years.
You've been selling at Legion's Con for years, as well as on your site and stuff. Never once have I heard somebody say, "Oh, well, I bought this piece and it's very fragile and it fell apart, or the sculptural details weren't there, or heck, the packaging." Like, people rave about your packaging on like the Von Box and stuff, right? Like, it's all presentation. Like, I worked in e-commerce for a while. I worked for Walgreens and managed their Walgreens.com division, right? And one of the things that we said was, like, when somebody's buying online and you're delivering to them, you're not getting that direct one-on-one interaction with them, right? Like, you're not getting to talk to them. So when they open up the package, what they see, that is their impression of you. That is their first impression. That is, it's so important for that to be perfect. Yeah. And I feel like you have done a good job of mastering that aspect of it, to where when people get it, it feels premium, right? Like, it feels special.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'll tell you something right now. Here's a little secret. So when I first came into the Cabal and I was going to sell heads, right, I didn't know what I was doing. So what I did is start buying heads from other companies like Planetary Dog Toys and, My Custom Action Figures, all the stuff. I just bought everything. I was like, okay, how is it? I noticed one thing that was in common at the time, that the packaging, I got a lot of stuff that were in like Ziploc baggies and in a bubble wrap. And I was like, there's got to be a better way of doing this. And so I decided that I was going to do a bifold top card with a logo and a message on the back. There's going to be a sticker and a note in a box with crunchy crinkle cut paper and the whole thing. And the funny thing was, I wasn't the best sculptor coming into the market. There was designs way better than mine. But what happened was, YouTubers got a hold of my product and they wanted to showcase the packaging. So I was beginning to be known for the packaging of my artwork that I was sending out. Not so much the sculpts. They thought they were cool. Don't get me wrong. I was doing some pretty cool stuff, but that's not what was getting the attention. They wanted to open the box, do an unboxing to show, here's this packaging kind of thing. And so that's what started giving me the momentum of really, really diving into how can I create this packaging concept that got some attention. So it's funny that you brought that up, because that's kind of what put me on the map, was more the packaging than it was the actual sculpt. So, but
for sure. And I think this is going to be, I don't know what your plans are for the ultimate packaging of the Ashen Oath, but I've got to imagine it's going to be it's going to look fantastic.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to make sense too. You're going to, and you've seen some samples. There's some samples at Legion's Con. So I had a couple of like stand-ups on easels of what it could look like. So just imagine we're going to have proper windowing on the box. So light can come in and make them look nice if you want to have it boxed. But imagine a matte look, but having gloss in areas that matter, like the Ashen Oath in gold on matte color, just that pop of the logo in gloss, just the little raised, right? Just a little bit of that. Let's do like ASMR, and we can like get a microphone and go over the raised parts of the, let's do something like, it's like, no, let's not do it. No, trust me, that the packaging is, you're right, it's going to be, it'll be fun. You'll love it.
It's going to be the Apple product packaging of the toy world.
Someone said that. Someone had wrote me and says, you are like the Apple of packaging for the toy, for custom toys. It's like, that is such an honor to hear that.
Because I think I still have boxes from old Apple product that I don't even have like the devices for anymore. But I still have the box.
I have a closet full of that stuff because it's beautiful. They did a great job with the packaging.
Yeah,
it makes a big difference. Hey, you know what? In the food industry, they say you eat with your eyes first. Right, the presentation of it when it's plated, you really, so I think you're having your best foot forward in packaging is really important. And so I'm definitely wait till you see some of the concepts when they start rolling out. You're gonna love this stuff.
Nice. Head Cannoneer says upgraded from the artist blank to the 3-pack.
There we go. That's killer.
So we are now at 89,529. So do we want to pull that first giveaway? Because I believe. What did we need to get for the
$100? We're $100 away from
$100 away on the other one, and then 90 grand. If we can get to that, we can get a third giveaway. So
we're gonna do a 3-pack.
Let's go ahead and roll this one, but we need $100 more to get to the next giveaway, and we need another 480 to get to the third giveaway. So let's keep going, folks.
Which one are we doing?
Sure. They're doing the one that you had. Isn't
Ours,
the
show one? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me pull up share screen. All right.
And I tell you what, when we hit the 90 grand for that one, I will throw in a set of my new Art by Ackerman brushes with that as well. So
dude, that's incredible.
They are in production right now. So you'll get one of those as well.
I love the color.
Thank you.
Love the color of that. Yeah, that was great.
All right. So we got a couple more seconds here. Hashtag back to Burke. And we'll draw it in 3, 2. Now, remember, this is for the project backs or completely funds, and the items come in hand. I will take your name down tonight, and so it'll be a while till you get it.
Yeah,
it's not like we have these in hand right now, but you'll be locked in. And I'll make sure to reach out to you before, make sure the address hasn't changed or anything. So let's give it a spin in 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody.
Guase. What's up, dude? Here we go. Good luck, you guys.
Go. Oh. Bang.
Let's go.
2-6-7-3.
Congratulations.
I'm not familiar with that name, but welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Awesome.
Reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram, it's the hashtag or the name right here, just.shelve.it. Or Jesse Arnold on Facebook. Just look for my goofy ass face with a paper mustache.
And we got more prizes coming, you guys. So stay in chat. We got some exciting things coming. So you guys, thanks for doing that. That's amazing. We'll stay in touch and make sure we get these out to these people. So thank you. That's
absolutely
awesome. So cool.
All right, folks, we got about 11 minutes left of the show. We need another almost $500. So let's get it in there. You've heard how cool the figures are. You heard about the backstory. You heard about his family. You heard about all the stuff he has planned. You heard about the box, the packaging, what that's going to look like. And you saw the toy vendor buying guide. There's no reason not to be in on this. So let's get those numbers up. We got about 11 more minutes. So
yeah, and we're about $30, $60 away from the next giveaway.
Very cool.
So we started off at 88,602. Start of the show. We're now at 89,529. So we're real super close to that $1,000 mark.
Now, I'm sorry. We did have a super chat too.
Nice.
We had a super chat from
I'm so sorry.
Hey,
Blake, aka Recon Rage, $5 super chat. He's not
Nice.
watching on his phone. I've been a huge fan of Brian's vision. Well, maybe not Apple phone. Vision and drive. The Pac Northwest is bringing it. Back the Burke.
Yes, I'll be there. I will be there.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you'll get to be there and see Brian in person at the Pac Northwest meetup and congratulate him on a successful Kickstarter.
Yes.
Sure. So, yeah, you'll be the first ones to be able to congratulate him in person.
Doing anything? So.
We're close. 89529.
All right. Hayes has a question here. Is the artist blank only offered as an add-on?
No, you can buy it. You can buy it as a standard reward. The only add-ons are going to be the poster, the enamel pin, and the bracelet are the only add-ons. The like add-ons only. Everything else is available as a one-up.
All right. We're up to 89,762. So that unlocks the second giveaway.
There it is. And this is going to be for the ethereal edition Mortem Resonant. It's the clear green,
translucent one, right?
Translucent one. It's the event exclusive, so it's only available on Kickstarter or in-person events. It won't be sold online or anything like that. So it's a real special piece. I'm working on possibly having this as a glow-in-the-dark translucent green as well. So I'm going to work with the factory, see if that price. The translucent green is expensive on its own. If I can squeeze it in to get that as a glow-in-the-dark version, then we will too. But this is what's offered now. So we're gonna do another drawing here. Thank you so much, you guys, for doing $1,000 on the show. And we're so close hitting we're gonna hit 90 tonight before I'm on the West Coast side, so I got plenty of time left. But we'll hit 90 tonight, which is great. But that $1,000 on the show, thank you so much. Just super rad.
Can we get a hashtag
We're just
from you?
Keep the same hashtag, and I'll spin the wheel again.
Yeah, let's do the same hashtag.
Well,
make sure you guys
can we just rerun the same one?
Well, we've got like 15 more people that have jumped in, so we'll give them a second to put it in. So it's back the Burke down at the bottom.
Yep.
But then absolutely, and keep in mind, folks, once we get to 90 grand, we've got a third giveaway, which is a set of the blanks and a set of Art by Ackerman brushes, the new Azure collection version. They are in production right now, and we'll get that to you. That way, when you get those blanks, you can paint them up any way you want.
That's so cool. And it's a 3-piece blank. So you're getting the 3-figure set as the next prize if we hit 90,000 plus those amazing brushes. So awesome deal. We're so close to you guys.
There you go.
So close.
Brian, call everybody and thank them and just send them positive vibes and
just do it.
There you go. Come on, folks. We need about $250 more. So
that's right. We're super, super close. You could change your pledge, add to it. Now's a good time. This anytime we get a bump like this, when we hit 90, that starts to trigger people. Like it starts to become a little more viral. People are like, okay, we're in that next stage. It looks a lot closer when you hit a big number like that.
and I mean, speaking of this one, the one that we're talking about giving away right now, with that being an exclusive, like add one of these extra to your order. Like, you're not going to have problem either you're going to have fun, popping and swapping this with parts of the other figures. You're going to enjoy it by yourself, or you're not going to have a problem moving this one because being an exclusive, this one's going to be highly coveted. So
for sure,
go out there right now, folks. If you've already got your order in, add another one of these because, it's going to be worth it for sure.
Totally.
And that's what the first giveaway was. That's what I added to my pledge as an extra.
Oh, nice.
Or, whoever wins.
Yeah. Very cool.
Whoever did bank, I think.
Yeah.
I'll check the replay.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
All right. Let's scroll back up the top and see where we're at. Oh, look at that. We're so close, folks. Got another 150 to go.
$150 to 90. This is crazy. This is awesome, you guys. What a Sunday.
Well,
what a Sunday.
Do we want to spin this the second giveaway?
Let's go.
Oh yeah, let's just do this one. So make sure you guys get the Back to Burke and the hashtag Back to Burke for this one. So this is going to be for our $1,000 bump, which is for the ethereal limited edition or special edition figures. So get those in, and then we're so close to the last and final giveaway. So get those hashtags in and Good luck.
Absolutely. Like I said, folks, I added one more of those ethereal ones. Let me take that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah. The return
All
on
right,
that
we got
investment is
40
going to be,
people.
you're not going to lose on that one. You will not lose on that one.
And,
Nice.
and it's just a cool looking figure if you don't want to sell it or trade it.
Yeah, totally.
Mhm.
That's going to be a
All right.
beautiful.
In 3,
Thanks, Walter.
2, 1.
Here we go.
Now, if it pulls the same name again, it's not going to go to the same person.
Yeah. It's fair enough.
Dave Orden.
Hey, look at that.
Nice.
Good job. Congratulations, Dave.
Where's my sound effects? I don't know. I think I just froze.
There you go. And we are officially one translucent ethereal away from 90 grand. We need one person to add
let's
one
go,
more
folks.
translucent green figure,
There it is.
and we will be at 90 grand.
Just one more, and then we'll have one more giveaway.
Yep.
I swear, Dave.
Yeah, if it happens before the show ends, we'll do. Are we doing? Is that what the deal is? If it happens before the show ends, we'll do it here.
Yep. And that's for the 3-pack of blanks plus a set of art by Ackerman brushes.
Dave is such a lucky guy, man.
Yeah, Trevor's saying rigged.
Trevor says, "Yeah, of course."
Dave says rigged.
Dave says rigged.
Uh-oh. Look at that. We're 28 away.
Dave will text me
Oh
all
my
the
god.
call. He'll text me and call me every day. It's one of those just great conversations I get to have with so many different people. And he's like, "Oh, did you watch the show last night?" And I go, "Dude, you guys are on so late." I said, "I should be in bed." He goes, "Oh man, I won this and I was on this video and I did that." And I'm like, "Oh my god, like how many things do you win, bro?" He's like,
There it is. We passed 90 grand.
There it is. That's awesome, you guys. All
Very
right.
cool.
All right.
Congrats.
You guys just got a chance for the 3-pack. And
It's still going.
It's still moving.
Yeah, it's still moving.
All right.
All right.
Well, folks, keep doing that back to Burke. I'm going to bring. We'll give this a couple more minutes,
Yeah.
and then or should I just roll it now? What's the plan here?
We've got a few more minutes before we close out. Brian, what does the rest of your week look like? I know you got another show tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I do. I have 2 more shows, and who knows? I mean, it could be more shows, but we have. Let me double check my list here, because hey, if there's a show that I'm missing for the week, hit me up. I might be able to budget that in. So if you guys can think of something that maybe I could be a part of, that could be something that's I can look at. But tomorrow we have at 8 p.m. Pacific time, the Collection Nexus, got Jurassic Chesty and those guys. So that's going to be a super fun, kind of hitting off the week, final days of the Kickstarter. And then Toy Anxiety. I'm super excited about this one. So on Tuesday, I'm on the YHS group, the Toy Anxiety. So Craig from the Cryptoids, who had an incredible funding for their Cryptoids toys. He invited me onto their show next week. So I'll be on there on Tuesday. You can check my socials for the exact times for East Coast and West Coast times. But it's we are 6:30 p.m. Or Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. But that's going to be a fun show. So yeah, that's the lineup so far. Just 2 more shows coming in. Where the Kickstarter finishes out on the 30th, the last day of the month, at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're gonna all celebrate when that happens. And so if I can squeeze in some sort of a long run, like a live video of some sort, or if we can figure something out, that might be happening too. So just keep an eye on the socials. I'll be blasting any kind of events that are happening.
Might be someone here who knows something about doing that.
Yeah, right.
About doing what?
Those
Closing out a marathon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
See how it goes.
I've done a couple. So Thursday, right? Thursday's last day.
Yeah, April 30th, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. There was a question we had earlier from Dave. Was asking if these were going to be available from Big Bad Toy Store. Do you know afterward?
That's a good question. We haven't spoken about the logistics of that yet. That's something I would really love to have happen. I think they're in a position where they'd like to see things funded before they make any kind of negotiations. So I would love to be on their team, as far as that goes. So keep an eye out on updates. And I'm a big update person. I love, I was working with Backer Kit, and when they pulled up my account, and they looked at how many updates I had for Kickstarter, like, oh my God, this is great. So don't fear that once the Kickstarter closes, that I'm just going to be ghosting for several months, and then all of a sudden say, hey, here's this thing. You guys are going to see every picture that comes from the factory, everything that I'm working, like tolerances and durometers. You're going to see a major nerd out session on the behind. It's going to be like a documentary, a behind the scenes look at to make, because I'm really excited to share that information because it's my first go around. So
yeah,
expect to see a lot of updates post campaign. I'm not going to stop. Just going to keep hammering. So
interesting to see that stuff. There's been so many campaigns supported or followed or tried to put into, and you don't get squat.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that people get exhausted right after the campaign. They're just so exhausted, and they just go directly into production mode, and they just that energy is there. But I think, the community is excited. We'll have, a stretch of time before the figures are in hand. So we have to kind of come together and just celebrate, the weekly moments or daily moments that we can with production and keep people excited about it.
We did have one more question for you. Will the Choirmorn helm fit on Corthanis?
It does not. No, it doesn't fit him right now. I tried to make that happen, but the helmet would be too big for the skeleton heads, and it's just too small. I would have had to make his head pretty small, or did a multi-piece thing where you had the hair pieces a plug-in or the faces, and I just didn't want to get into that next level of articulation because it gets a little expensive when you start hammering into new cuts.
I'm going to translate that for Brian to customizers. You'll make it work. You'll figure it out. Customizers will find a way. So
yeah. Or maybe there's a custom part I create, a version of the
there you go
that fits him.
Yeah, there you go. A custom helm that a little bit bigger that would fit that. That would work too. Yeah. Very cool.
Maybe on Von
awesome. That's a good question from Thomas. How are you so rad, Brian?
That's a great question. I don't know. No. You guys, it's you guys.
About CBGB and the Roxy, and
you guys
to those without.
You guys make me seem rad. That's the whole thing. You guys do it. It's all
thanks for joining us.
Is that like the hot girl having the ugly friends next to you?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
God.
Well, thank you for joining us on the show tonight. It looks like 90,160 is kind of where we're finishing, which I think is pretty good. I think we did a good job.
Great.
And with 3 days left to go, I feel like we're sitting in pretty good shape. But once again, folks, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. Whoever you got out there, let's make this thing happen. Let's bring it home this week. So, all right. Well, let's pull that last one for this. Once again, this is Once Everything Funds. This is for a set of the blanks as well as a set of the Art by Ackerman brushes.
This is a good one. Thank you, everyone.
This is not Dave is not winning. I just saved it, and we're going to hit draw again. Okay. As long
watch
as it's
it land
not
on
Dave,
Steph now. It'll be an all Orkin win.
Oh my God.
Remember, kids, Ashen Oath is part of a nutritious breakfast packed with vitamins and minerals. Like, I was going to try to say you're going to be like the Horseman, and you try not to suck, but like there's vampires involved, so there has to be some sucking.
There is some sucking. It will suck. It will suck. Yeah, it will suck.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Nice. Good luck, you guys. Feeling good. It's a big prize.
Does anyone else hear like the wheel spin in your head? Hey, congrats, Chris.
Nice.
Chris Sartori, big win. So Chris, reach out to Brian, and then once again, after this funds and these figures are ready to go, he'll get that out to you. Message me later on, like not right now, but brushes will probably be out in a few months. When you see, announcements that brushes are ready, message me and I will get those brushes out to you as well. So
reach out to me on Instagram at Von Burke Studios. Send me a message, and then I have a document going right now of winners for Ashen Oath contest. So I'll plug that in and make sure that we stay in contact, and I get that 3-pack out to you. And anyone else that went, I'll work with Jesse too on names that he's collected, and we'll get those figures out once we fund. You guys, thank you so much for putting this on. I mean, we hit major goals tonight. Walter, thank you for hopping on, dude. You're legendary, and having you on here is an honor. And I thank you so much for all this opportunity, because I wouldn't be in this position raising money for an action figure line without any of you guys and all of you guys. So it's been an amazing experience, and I thank you guys so freaking much. You don't even know. This is so cool.
Absolutely, man.
So rad.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
texted you before.
Yes.
You're doing great, and it's great
Thanks,
seeing.
man. For sure. Let's keep it rolling. You guys spread the word, and we'll be rocking and rolling.
Now the real question is, how many of these figures does Walter add to his Malleus collection?
Yeah, right. They're nice buddies. I mean, they look like, they got the green, right? You got the green kind of theme going on, and that helps.
So far, too.
That's nice. I love it.
All right. Well, we're going to put you guys backstage. If you've got to run, we understand it's late.
I'll hang.
If not, hang out, and we will be back with you in a minute.
Thanks, chat. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. So
Thanks,
cool.
guys.
Yeah.
There you go. Another fun show in the books.
Yes, sir. That was great. It's always fun seeing goals get hit, because coming down to the last couple minutes there, like, oh, are we going to get it? And boom, boom, boom. It just kept going. So
And,
everyone in the chat,
seeing folks that in the community, like, just, be successful and, have their dreams and stuff come true. Like, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like you were saying about seeing, Matt Rodriguez and now Brian and different other folks that have done Kickstarters to fund things or have moved into working with the studio, like you said, like Eric and Joe. I mean, even Jeremy Shute was, just a fan originally, and now, he's, the, what is it?
The director of sales and marketing. Yeah,
That's
seeing Lynn full time with the studio, seeing Eric Miller painting for them, seeing David Williams working on stuff for them. It's just so cool, like seeing all of these folks that we have known as, fans and customizers and stuff be like just growing within this industry and doing what they love, like doing what they want to do, like making their dreams come true. It's so cool. So
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of David Williams, I think we're going to be talking to him soon, aren't we?
Who? Oh yeah, next week, folks. I'm pretty proud of the new title card here.
That's nice. I like it.
It's got the nice
like
the title and the number, nice and clear, and then you can really focus on the guest there. David Williams, I sniped that off of Facebook and through his custom buzz off, anthropomorphies, and
sure.
then the official one, and then the one he just did with his head on it. And anthophilop.
Yeah, Anthophalafel.
Feeling these. But yes, join us next week with David Williams. And we'll hang out Zone A all day. That's right. That is
Williams says it was so nice to finally see the famous Walter. There you go. And 6 episodes away from 200. So we're still looking for ideas. If you guys have thoughts on what you'd like to see for episode 200, let us know. And
don't just say giveaways, because I mean there will definitely be some giveaways as part of it. That's kind of a given, I think.
Oh, you're not gonna give me away, are you?
You?
Yeah, like give me away and then get a new guest host.
No. No.
Okay. All right.
Co-host, not guest host.
Co-host. Sorry.
You're my co-host.
Yeah. I just didn't want you to give me away. So
I'm not going to give you away. The show is not the
Thomas
show without
says
you.
200 guests. Okay. Well, we can fit 10 on the screen at a time. It's a 2-hour show. So we'd have to rotate them out about every minute or two. So
look, that's too much math for after 10 o'clock at night.
That's true.
Yep. You are always a special guest. You're just not a guest host.
Was special in quotations there?
It was capitalized. It was not quotation.
I know what he wrote. I'm talking about when you said it. When you said that I was special, was that in quotations?
No, I would have done
Okay.
Air quotes, whatever.
I didn't know if we were talking about like short bus kind of special. So,
Well, no, I mean, we know you like trains and I like dinosaurs. People can deduce from that what they want to.
I will say,
Best moments from our past shows.
for folks
don't-
that to listen to the end of our credits and stuff and hear the snap and the no, which is where I snapped one of my Silverhawks. This week I did get the regular version Copper Kid because it's been 2 years and they still haven't announced a Vac Middle Copper Kid, which means I guarantee they're going to announce one this week, and then I will have to snap this and Jesse will have to yell because that's how things work. So yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, folks. Thank you for being here. Bank, if you're still watching, 2673, Bank 2673. Reach out to me, like I said, on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll make sure to get you locked in for the figure giveaway from here. Thank you to Chris of Pharaoh's Forge for that super chat and all the other super chats tonight as well.
This week, so Darla is on the lair on Tuesday, so tune in to hear Darla's favorite legions, her least favorite legions, see her collection. For anybody who wants to see Darla's collection, she'll be showing that on the lair. I will be on Legions Kings right after that on Tuesday. And then next time you'll see me is back on, Mail Call on Friday and Off-World, and then Mod Squad on Saturday, all that. I've got Bungie. Is it Bungie, right? The new one. I've got him all exploded out on my desk. So hopefully I'll get that recorded and up sometime this week. I think that's everything that I got going on. What you got going on, Jesse?
I got my last two, whatever this is, for my top 13 movies. I mean, my top 10 plus 3, just so I don't get Curtis mad. Even though that probably still makes you mad. Or mad's not the right word. Just
it's one of those things that I like to play up. You know how we do.
And I'm only playing it up to play it up to your play up.
And right after this, I will be on Toy Hammer After Dark. So there you go.
Or Toddy,
over on the Wraith Mace channel. So check that out. We'll be talking about some Joy Toy Warhammer. Look at that guy.
Ooh, isn't that the Shadow Collective, or no, the whatever just came out from?
No, this is Joy Toy Warhammer White Scars Terminator with a Gatling gun. So, yeah.
Nope, that's not the same thing. Folks, thanks for being here. I've got
maybe a Legion's Quest tomorrow. I don't know. Trevor said yes, and that's usually the linchpin. But Trevor said yes. I said yes, but we haven't said anything in the chat. So, Jesse, if you could handle that after the show and throw something in the chat and see if people could play tomorrow, that'd be awesome. So, also, that reminds me, last week we played a test session with me and Trevor and some of the boys from Patrick's group. And it was a kind of an updated version of the Mythic role-playing game. And while I can't talk about specifics of it, what happened, what I can tell you is there are some unique things to the Mythic role-playing game that we tested that were a lot of fun. Things that are completely different from normal, like D&D 5e. I think people are really going to enjoy it. So they're still kind of tweaking some things, but it was a blast. So, yes, Jesse.
I just want to say I've got a beef to pick with that, because I was going to be part of that group. And then as soon as I said, I can't do Wednesday, I have a class, Monday works best for me, the next reply was, we're doing it Monday night or Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And I
saw that.
You son of a Patrick.
There were more people that said Wednesday than Monday, but yeah. But I do know that Patrick's also talking about doing more of those. So
I know.
We're trying to give them feedback.
You get to have your moments. I was trying to have my moment.
It was definitely nothing to lose your head over. I can, without spoiling anything on the RPG, I can say that Brett in that session was decapitated. So
yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of decapitating, it's almost 10:20. We're going to sign off, folks. Check out the Art by Ackerman channel. Stay tuned here for whatever happens on here and, my other stuff. Until next time, when we talk to David Williams, what's on your shelf? No!